Just a quick trim of this prime brisket I got from Costco. I think it was about a 12 pounder, but got it looking nice and clean and really aerodynamic and ready for the offset. All right, that there's a trimmed brisket. I'm gonna get some of this other fat off the meat side real quick, but this will be my first attempt at a brisket on this offset that I've had. Like I said in some of my other videos, back in the day when I first started, I had one, well, when I first started, it was probably like 6 years in. I had a big one built into this house that we bought, and I used it all the time. And it wasn't really a metal offset like this, but it was had a big firebox behind it. It was brick. You had to get the fire going. It was reverse flow. It would come back around, come up, and then out the chimney. Worked really, really good. Got awesome color on stuff. Great looking food every time. It always tasted really good too. So one thing I've seen a lot of these guys do is they call, like the Franklin guy, he calls it making it aerodynamic. So trying to make this meat as aerodynamic as possible, so you can see it's pretty much the same thickness going all the way across. So when that airflow is getting pulled across and goes up out the chimney, you will have an even cook going across the whole thing. Last thing you want is a big lump on this side and a real skinny side here. This side's not gonna fare too well, but it's about as good as I can get it. It ain't perfect, but it's pretty damn good if I do say so myself. So you guys gotta keep doing it. It's the only way to get better at trimming briskets. Keep trimming briskets. You can't just watch people do it, you gotta do it. And this is about with the Masterbuilt I cook on and this, I've probably cooked 7 briskets on there so far. Total of my life, I don't know, probably like over 100. But back in the day, I never even trimmed them. I literally took them out of the package. I might cut some of the edges off and then I just throw it on and go. They come out pretty good that way too, but I think this way you get a way superior product and it looks a lot better too. So I'm gonna get that offset fired up today. Try to maintain about a 250 temperature the whole time, between 250 to 275-ish if I can. I learned a lot just from that quick little chicken wing cook I did. I think my initial fire was not even close to hot enough to get me a really good coal chamber, and I was only using little wood chunks. Now I got some logs to deal with, so I'm gonna take this meat, this leftover chunks of this stuff right here, and I'm gonna take it and put it in my pile in the freezer with some of this good fat, and do a sausage video one of these days. I keep talking about it, but anyway, I'm gonna get that offset fired up, show you how to do that. And we're gonna do some cooking today. I can't wait, I'm freaking pumped for this one. This brisket today too, I use a specific blend of garlic, granulated garlic, kosher salt, and pretty coarse ground black pepper. I'm using that in conjunction with just a little bit of paprika so I can get a good color on it. And that's what we're gonna rub this baby down with today. So I'm gonna get started. I've been liking the hand sprinkle lately. Seem to get better coverage on it, and it seems a little quicker than doing the freaking out of the shaker bottle the whole time. I'm gonna be smoking, like I said, hopefully in that 250 range, maybe 250 to 275, maybe that 300 fluctuation, you never know. And then using this wood, the charcoal today is that cowboy charcoal you get at Costco. For like a 30-pound bag, I think it's like 18 bucks. It's not that expensive at all. But I picked up a bag of that. That's got oak and hickory in it. And then I have hickory logs to add to the fire. That's what I want the fire to really be fueled by. So I'm gonna get that coal bed set up with just the cowboy charcoal, get it rocking in there, and then I'm gonna start layering in my wood and see if we can't get a good temperature maintained this whole time. I'm gonna try to get a good 7 hours of smoke on this one today. And once I get that 7 hours of smoke on it, wrap it. I'm gonna put it in my oven and finish it off. Because I'm gonna do a longer cook overnight. So I want this thing to be ready tomorrow, not necessarily today. Right now it's freaking 11 o'clock. My wife, she's got a job, but she also does art. And her art today, she's got an art show. So I'm not gonna be able to be back here. And I won't even start this thing until probably 2 o'clock today, maybe 3. So I'm gonna keep it on the smoke until 10 or 11, wrap it, put it in the oven, same temperature, and from there, let it rest until like noon tomorrow. I'm just gonna let it rest all night once it's done cooking. So I'll be checking it periodically. Hopefully I can stay up to a decent time tonight. Not go to bed early like 9 o'clock like an old man, like I be doing sometimes. But you know, you get that 40 range age. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you're just done. You don't want to deal with people's shit and want to go to bed. So I'm gonna get this thing finished up here. I like how I didn't put too much paprika in it, so it's not like super red in color and everything. So get this baby put on, show you how we do it. Plan's gonna have to change today. This sucks. The plan was to get the smoker fired up at 2 o'clock, but it has been raining this whole freaking time. So I'm gonna have to wait. I'm gonna get up really early in the morning tomorrow, get it fired up, and then we'll have to go from there. Won't get the same rest time I wanted to get, but that's all right. So anyway, get it fired up in the morning. Like I said yesterday, we had that really big rainstorm come blowing in. Kind of ruined my day. I wanted to make sure the conditions were really right to get this offset fired up. So this morning, we're gonna have pretty good weather all day. So we're gonna be fueling with the initial cold bed with the Cowboy lump. I got a good deal on that at Costco, like I mentioned. It's like, I think it's like 20 bucks for 34 pounds. Pretty freaking good deal. I just picked up a bag of this Western Premium wood. You can get it at Walmart. 1.5 cubic feet. It's like 20 bucks. I think it's $18. And you go through this bag and you look at your different weights and different shapes and different sizes, because you got some pretty big splits like right here, and that's a freaking heavy one, so you want to wait on that. But get your initial started with some of these smaller pieces, but I'm probably gonna end up going through some of these real thick ones and splitting those in half. I think half that size, more like this, for such a small offset that I've got here, that's gonna be a really, really good way to keep the smoke clean, keep the fire hot. So about to get this thing. I got 2 chimeneas going full of charcoal. Like I said, I think I learned something on that wing video I did, that real short wing video I did, where this is my first cook on here. I think you need to have a bigger coal bed to start, even if your smoker's not giant. So I'm gonna start off a little bit bigger like that, let it burn off until that smoke looks a little cleaner. Add some wood. I'm gonna do two pieces this way, 2 pieces this way. Let all that dirty, nasty smoke get out again. And then from that point, try to regulate the temperature through keep the draft open, keep the dampener down here, set at a certain point so I can get that thing really dialed in. And I'm gonna try to cook between 225 and 250, hopefully. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've done this, but I'm sure I'm looking forward to doing it. So getting this stuff all leveled out, figured out what I wanna do here, and then I'm gonna get the cook started. All right, let's get this cold bed started. Let's see, ooh, that's a little hot. We have to go in and grab something to hold that with. We'll start off small with these 4 pieces here. I'm gonna go 2, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. That should be good to get started. This wood's pretty dry. You already see in the back corner, it's kind of hard for you to see, but in the back corner, it is already catching fire. That means it's nice and dry, which is exactly what you want. You see it catching fire right there too. So get this up to temp and clean smoke flowing, and we're gonna get going, baby. All right, fired this bad boy up at 620. I think what I thought I learned from the first cook, I think I overthought it because I put too much in there, and this thing was rocking at 450. Could not get it to calm down, so I took some fuel out, got things kind of spread out in there, and now it's 740, so it's been 1 hour and 20 minutes. And we're right at that 275 to 300 mark, in that range there. And I think that's a good point to kind of maintain. If it drops below, then I can just add a little bit of fuel as I go and not have to worry about it spiking again. I really had to dampen the airflow here, and there's really a small one there. But I think once it calms down, I'll be able to add those little bits of fuel to keep it rocking. So like I said, this is the first time I've done one on a small offset like this. The one I had before was giant. It was real tall, and I had took 4 chimeneas to get it rocking. So anyway, this brisket I seasoned yesterday, and then the rain came through. It's ready to go. I'm gonna do point side towards the heat and put it lengthwise in the chamber. Basically say make it as aerodynamic as you can. It's almost the same size all the way through, so this thing should turn out really well. I'm hoping it does. We're gonna find out. Flip that over. We're gonna do fat side up to start. I might rotate it and flip it. I'm not really sure yet. Might even put a block here. I'm gonna kind of do some temperature checking as I go and see what happens. So that is on. It's 7:45-ish right now, and we'll see how it turns out. I'll be checking in. Been holding pretty steady here, about between 250 and 275, which that'll do on here. This is a lot different than cooking on that. So get that nice steady airflow. Get the good flow coming up the top here, nice and clean, not too bad. So I'm gonna go for about a 45-minute bike ride, and then come back, and I hope this baby's holding steady still. Here we go. All right, been here, 3-hour mark. I've not even peeked at it yet. I'm gonna peek inside here. It's had a little spike with some wood I put in there, kitchen on fire. I just dampened the fire a little bit here, and I closed the vent in the back a little bit. I'm also, it kind of sucks because the firebox is there, and I got wind blowing in this direction, right into my firebox. So that's not the best situation, but this is the first look, 3-hour mark. Pretty good so far. I'm gonna maybe rotate it or spray that corner down pretty good, but it's looking pretty good. Good color, can't complain. First one. Let's get in there a little bit better. That's that end cap. I need to probably spray that. Right, I'll get on that right now. So far, so good. I almost forgot. I ordered this thing a couple nights ago when we had some buddies over and we were on the back deck drinking a little bit, having some fun, and I was like, man, that thing looks really cool. So this is that wireless meat thermometer that you stick in there. It's got a line on it right there where it has to go at least that far in, and then it has the little ambient deal, whoops, sorry, right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing plugged in and start monitoring the internal temperature now it's been 3 hours. So hopefully this thing works pretty cool. All right, 4-hour mark. The meter maid that I put in the brisket told me it's looking pretty good there. I think I'm gonna rotate it now. But it told me that the ambient temperature outside, a little bit dry there, on top of the brisket was sitting at 242 degrees. That's pretty good, considering the thermometer has been kind of up and down between around 250, 240 to 280 in that range. This new thermometer looks way better. I can actually see it. But tells me the internal temperature right now is at 154, and I'm not going to wrap this thing until it hits that 170 mark. So I've probably got 2 more hours of smoke on here, and just for consistency's sake, today being my first time, I'm going to finish it. I'm going to wrap it in butcher paper today because I don't have any freaking foil pans and I'm not running to the store today. I don't feel like doing shit. So I'm going to wrap it in butcher paper, 2 pieces 18-inch wide, wrap it up tight, throw it in the oven, and then finish it off till it hits that 203 or butter probe mark. So getting pretty close. Right, we're about the 5.5-hour mark. Thing's been rolling pretty good. I kind of got it dialed in now. Hovering right around that 250 mark. Had some spikes. Biggest problem I did was I started way too much fuel, and starting with that much fuel, the fire was like freaking 400 degrees. So I ended up taking a bunch of it out. Had 4 logs in there. Next time I'm gonna do 1 full chimenea and then 2 pieces of wood and get the dampeners all dialed in. I think being so small, and that wing cook I did, I freaking put briquettes in, not the lump, and I think lump burns a lot hotter, burns a lot cleaner. So anyway, we're rolling pretty good now. Smoke looks a little dirty on the camera back behind me, but it's actually pretty clean. Everything's rolling really good. So I just got 1 bigger log, one of those, the stack there with the big logs right there. I put one of those on instead of splitting it, and I got a nice old coal bed in there rolling. So learning curve like everything else, but it's been a pretty fun day so far. So look, I'm gonna shoot some arrows, get ready for elk season, deer season, and just keep cooking. All right, 7-hour mark, getting close. It's got some awesome color on it. I just put this little boat over here so that direct heat coming over wouldn't mess it up. Yep, she's looking good. I'm going to, it's at 164 right now internal. I have the meter set to go off at 170, but I might just let it go for 30 more minutes, and then I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this baby up. It's looking really good. Definitely got a way richer color than what I'm used to getting on just the Masterbuilt, but that's to be had because of the flow. The airflow is a lot more intense. Getting close. Just got it wrapped up. Went ahead and did butcher paper today, which is not my favorite, but I didn't feel like doing straight foil and my any foil pans around. I did spray this down very lightly with the apple cider vinegar, and it really does make it really more pliable. It makes it a lot easier to work with. Put the meter maid right in the thickest part. Hit a stall for about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours at 164. Just would not go past that point, so good time to wrap it. I was gonna let it go to 170, but it's got plenty of time. It is 2:25 right now. That means it's been on since 7:45. So almost 8 hours, 7-8 hours, something like that. I don't know. So I'm gonna get it thrown in the oven. The oven set at 250, and I'm gonna let this thing go. And once this thing beeps at me at the meter maid, says it's 203, I'm gonna assume it's pretty good. I'm gonna pull it out, let it rest for at least 2 hours, and that's gonna be dinner tonight. So looking forward to that. All right, I've been pretty pumped about finishing this cook. I've always wanted to get an old offset like that, and having the opportunity to get it from a friend made it even cooler, because I'm going to continue the legacy with what he has done on it and do what I'm going to do on it. So we're going to keep that thing rolling smoke for a while. This is also the first cook using the meter maid, wireless thermometer. I think it's pretty awesome. It's definitely better than the one I had, the cheap one I got off Amazon. So if you're having those late night impulses and you're hanging out with your buddies and someone says, well, I got one of those, you're like, and it works great, but I want one too, and then just order one. It'd be all good. So first look, haven't even peeked at it yet, so I'm hoping it came out pretty good. The meter said it was done. I'll just tear into it like a Christmas present. Get that out of here. And you guys know I really do like doing the foil pan wrap better. I've actually never just wrapped in foil before. I know that accelerates the cook pretty quick, but I've never done it. So this is the butcher paper, is like my second favorite. It's not my absolute favorite, but it'll work. It's got that jiggle though, got that little booty bounce. All right, so that's not bad. I'm gonna zoom you in a little closer and show you as I cut it up here. All right, here we go. First slices. This is cooked with straight up hickory wood, a little bit of that charcoal. That charcoal that I get actually has oak and hickory in it. Flat, came out really good texture-wise. Flavor too. Man, I'm about to get some unbiased taste testers in here in a minute, so we can go over, see what they think. I'm not even gonna say anything yet because they can probably hear me right now. But I will say that there's a distinct flavor profiles difference when you cook on offset compared to, you know, pellet or even a gravity smoker. I'm not saying I don't like it. My machine, but man, this is awesome. I poured that juice on top. Wish I wouldn't have. It's making a little bit. That's not bad. All right, I'm gonna finish slicing this up. I'm gonna get to that fatty end here, down here. Probably one more slice. I'm gonna turn it, and we're gonna. Actually, I'm gonna do a little more. We got plenty more. Show you a piece out of the middle here. So, not too big of a smoke ring, which is fine. I don't like a huge, thick smoke ring. To me, that means you got too much smoke on it. But just a little pull there, you can see that stuff coming apart pretty good. I'm telling you, that is fucking, sorry, that's awesome. I don't know what it is. When I watch some of these videos, something satisfying about watching somebody slice up a brisket that's cooked just right. Kind of makes your mouth water when you're watching. I bet you're watching right now. Ooh, baby. That's hard to beat right there. I'm gonna turn this now. Push some of this down to the side. Go ahead and start chunking up some of these burnt ends. That's my wife's favorite. She's gonna love that bite. I'm gonna save that for her, that piece. I like to go about 1-inch strips here. And come back through it. I'll probably do a couple slices of the fat too. I'll do that right here. I'm gonna do 3 slices at this fatty side. Then I'm gonna keep doing my thicker pieces, and that's what we'll do for burn-ins. Some people don't do it like that, but we do burn-ins. I'm gonna do one more because these look freaking good. That'll be burn-ins. So there's a piece of fatty right there. Rendered perfect. Pull test, not too bad. That came apart clean there too. Sometimes you see it all clinging together. So I'll take that. Mama. That's awesome. All right. So here it is in all its glory, all sliced up. Looking killer. Very pleased with the way it came out. There's a distinct difference between cooking on an offset and cooking it on a machine. If you've never done it before, I challenge you to try to find one. You can get them on Marketplace. You can get them on Craigslist. You can get them pretty good prices for one. And don't matter how old they are. All you do is bring them home, lightly sand them, put a fire in a pit, clean them up, and then spray them down with canola oil. Things work freaking awesome, man. So I'm gonna be doing different cooks like this on different types of setups. I'm looking for my buddy Outdoors with Jeff. He's got the acorn from Char Griller. If I can find a green egg or an acorn, I'm gonna try to find one of those too, because I think that's freaking awesome. Go check his channel out. He has a new cook on there where he's searing these steaks, and it's freaking awesome. So if you're liking what you're seeing, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Peace.